see Sapp doing his thing. As you said, the defense line might have to have some screws loose, but they're still focused and understand what they're doing. I think he epitomizes that.
Oh, absolutely. Look, let's keep it just a thou wow, like we say back in the South. You got to be half crazy to do this. Like this is taking the grate off of a fan, turning the fan on, and sticking your face in it. That's what it's like playing defensive line. It is aggressive contact every snap of the game. You are hitting somebody, and somebody is hitting you. Maybe when the game is out of reach and somebody's in victory formation, you just get up and tap each other. But otherwise, every snap of the game is a car wreck. You got to love it and want to do it. And like Coach Sapp says, you got to love the taste of your own blood in your mouth, because you're going to bleed in a game. It's going to hurt, but you got to find some kind of pleasure and pain to get up and keep going. And what he is simply this. Warren Sapp is comfortable in his own skin. He's not interested in what you think about the color of his pants. He doesn't care what you think about his mohawk. He is his own man. He shows up. And as he'll tell you, you're going to hear him way before you see him. He's in the building because his voice is traveling and is booming. But he loves being here, and he loves coaching. And here's something I want to tell everybody out there. It's not just Warren Sapp. When you look at Damian Lewis, D-Lew, when you look at Vincent Dancy, former head coach at Valley, and what the three of those guys are doing together for this defensive front, from the edge rushers to the line, it is unbelievable. The chemistry they have is like they've been working together for years. They're on the same page communication-wise. This is a coaching that's coaching like from a love standpoint versus an anger standpoint. Sometimes, you get those drill sergeant kind of coaches and it's a lot of barking. These guys are coaching with instruction and technique and motivation. They get it. I can't wait to see the results.
Yep. And from you guys' video, I can see the chemistry, like you said. It's like the three brothers are working together to come for a common goal. It's nobody saying I'm the head this, I'm head. No, we all working together. And Dancy respects, what they bring to the game. They respect what he brings to the game. All of them have that same, look like they're on the same wavelength as far as fiery coaches. Shout out to Coach Nick Williams. He's in Syracuse, but he was on that wavelength too. But I think with Sapp and D. Lewis coming in, we didn't do that. We didn't lose anything. We only upped the level with those two guys coming in. I'm loving it on that defensive side of the football. And yeah, he's comfortable in his own skin. That's what I love too. And that's that's one thing you might see in common with great players. Or you can look at the two Hall of Famers on the staff. They're comfortable in their own skin. You saw Coach Prime out there with the knee-high socks on. And like Adam said on our podcast yesterday, if he wore that, people would just think he was senile. But Coach Prime wears it, and it's swag,
Oh, so yeah. He makes it look cool. My daughter was here last year, and she worked with me at Jackson State as well. And, she's doing film. She's like, it's amazing how cool Coach Prime can make tucking your jogging pants in your socks look. Like, he would wear those long socks and tuck his pants into the socks, and you like, damn, man, why ain't I thinking that? But you walk out the house, you like, no, I got to change. I can't do this. But they can pull it off, man. They can pull it off.
Yeah, and I've seen little kids out here in Hawaii with their pants tucked into their socks like Coach Prime. Seriously. So it definitely travels. Let's get to we was talking about the freshmen coming in. They did their introduction the other day, and you have that insight that only a few have. And who are you impressed with as far as the freshmen and the newcomers? Doing their introductions.
Oh, all of them, and I'm going to tell you why. They will tell you that comparison is the thief of joy. That you shouldn't compare things. Like when you got some, don't compare it to what you used to have or anything like that. Measure it for itself. Well, bump that. I got to compare what we got now to what we used to have. And 18 months ago, when we were doing play introductions, you got guys looking down at the floor, doing the neck scratch. Well, I think, or maybe this, or hopefully that. These guys walk in this room and they stand in there and say, man, I'm here because I like what y'all guys are building, and I believe I can help us win the national championship. You guys walking up there saying, hey, I'm here to take somebody's job. You got guys walking up there saying, man, I'm here to bring the best out of myself and y'all so we can win a bowl game. Hey, man, I want us to be undefeated. I want our quarterback to never be sacked again. You have that kind of mentality in the introductions, and you compare that, culture wise and what that infuses into the locker room. I'll start being able to sit down with you and tell you individual names that's been showing out in this workout or that workout, as we get to August, fall camp. But right now, as a group, I just love the mindset of them and the verbalization, because they think it and they're saying it. They're already talking about, I'm here to win. I'm here to help this program win. I'm here to get us a bowl game, a national championship. The whole mindset is totally flipped.
A lot of people are underestimating what Coach Prime can do this year. But a guy like yourself, a guy like myself, who've been watching from afar since the spring of Jackson State, when he came in and he worked with those players, and it wasn't a favorable time right then. But then he reloaded. He did what he knew he was going to do. He said, "You better get me now," and he said the same thing this past season. So this is reload time. This is the season now that we have the pieces in place to do what we're expected to do this upcoming season. How does it compare to Jackson State?
I think it's the same thing. I tell people, man, I've been in this movie before, and I see the results of this movie. This is just Coach Prime Part 2, because when he inherited a traditional program at Jackson State that had several down years, and he came in with that spring COVID season and was able to measure what he had and what he needed, and just like here at Colorado, started off with some wins and everybody got excited, and then the wheels kind of came off and you didn't finish, the season as you had hoped. And that's when he said at Jackson State, "You better get me now because you won't be able to get me again." And the same thing happened. Flip the roster. You come into what was his second season at Jackson State. We go undefeated in conference and win the conference championship. And that's the same blueprint that has happened here. If you look at, what happened in that season one, taking a team from 1 win to 4 wins, flipping the roster, getting more pieces in, getting more talent, getting more depth. This is the season, Big Dog. This is the season where you're going to see this team go past 4 wins, get above 6 wins, get a bowl game, and really compete and have a chance to be in that Big 12 championship. And, as you know, because of the new playoff rules and now being a Power 4 versus a Power 5, you win that game, you're in. And right now,
Right.
people can say all they want to say about what they don't think Colorado is going to do. But last I heard, everybody lost except Michigan. So we're all starting from the same place because they're the champions. And now you have a blueprint of success that he created at Jackson State, and how you take that second year and you take off running and you do it again the third year as well. So I'm anticipating, that Miss Peggy's going to get to a bowl game just like Coach Prime has promised her and guaranteed. I see this arrow pointing way up on this team as far as performance and the number of victories we're going to get out of here with.